Good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you may be, doing whatever you may be doing. I am Mom from the Dark Mom Consortium, and I am here with the continuing adventures of Commander Daammo Tuly, my Delta recruit. Today we're going to be taking on the Coliseum, which is a fairly long, not necessarily complex, but fairly long adventure. Ground-based fighting, some space, but not a ton. And definitely old school, so you'll see some of the things that used to be more common in Star Trek Online that we don't see as much anymore. We do have quite a few accolades that are available, but not to every player at the same time. And we also have, in this case, a Delta Recruit piece of technology that we have to find. So let's talk first of all about our handy-dandy accolades that we're going to be looking at. The accolades that we've got today, there are 5 of them that are available, 4 of them, new math, that are available. But in order to get them, you need to be a engineer, tactical officer, a science officer, and you have to be teamed up with one of each of them. So in other words, you need to find some friends to do this. If you have a team, one of each, you're going to get all 3 accolades. Otherwise, at most, you're going to get 1. So the first one is Cozy Campsite, which is achieving all of the science, engineering, and tactical optional objectives. Feeding Fellows is the engineering officer, or being beamed in within, and completing all of those objectives. For tacticals, we've got Fueling Friendship, and if you are a science officer, you have a Toast to Teammates. As I said, if you have to have a team of all 3 in order to get all of those on the same time. Otherwise, you're going to get 1 at most. No biggies there, we can certainly do that. We also do have to get one of the pieces of Iconian Tech, yes, Iconian Tech, and that's going to be towards the end of the episode. The exact location we won't know till we get there. Before we go any further though, I want to bring everybody up to date on what's going on with 2absentfriends.com. We've had 16 people nominate different groups, and we have 15 nominated groups so far. And that's because somebody nominated a group and somebody else nominated the same group. And yeah, they both got the prize, but it's been nice to have gotten one extra one in there. So we currently have Make-A-Wish Foundation, Wounded Warrior, Child's Play, Damien Center, Disabled American Veterans, the Kidney Foundation, National Multiple Sclerosis Society, Samaritan's Purse, Epilepsy Foundation, Doctors Without Borders, Save.org, SickKids.ca, University of Southern California's Anton Yelchin Cystic Fibrosis Clinic at Keck Hospital of USC, the Autism Society of North Carolina, and St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. If you've got an organization that you think would be a worthy recipient of our fundraiser, go ahead to 2absentfriends.com, scroll through to the page for making a nomination, and when you do, I will send you the codes for the Kira Bashir and Lita Holodeck Officers and Elite Starter Pack. That's the convention codes from this year's convention in Chicago. If you've already got those codes, let me know. We do have an alternate prize for you, and it's a good prize. So we still need those names. We'd like to close this off in about 18 days, pick a group, and then we're going to start doing our auction, or at least settling up the dates. Our goal is to have everything done and a check off to and a check and everything paid to whatever group we decide before we get to the Vegas convention, because we do want to talk about what we're going to do for next year. So let's get going with our adventures today. So Coliseum takes place in the Nopada system. We've already picked up the mission, which we did at the end of Frozen. And if you hear the sound being a little different, I do have a new microphone, which you can't see right here. I indulged and got a new mic. Yay! So let's go ahead and transwarp over there. By the way, I did get all the equipment from doing all of the Frozens that has been installed on the ship. We didn't do any significant changes, and we do need to go through our skills because we've got 7 more skills that we can add to it, but we're not going to do that today. We will do that next time. So, beginning Coliseum. Commander, I'm not reading any active vessels on scanners. There is, however, a debris field nearby. It's clustered around a satellite in orbit of the planet, and the composition of the debris corresponds with ships that have gone missing in this region. I'll keep scanning, sir, but we'll need to take a closer look before I can determine if there are Thalaron weapons on one of the hulks. Commander, I'm not detecting the vessel that Obasek sent us to find, but all of the ships in the debris field show signs of being affected by the same thing, a high-frequency energy beam that overloaded all of their systems. If the Riemann ship was hit by that beam, it might have crashed into the planet's surface or gone adrift somewhere else in the system. I'm detecting energy readings from the satellite, sir. If the Riemann crew detected them as well, they could have tried to use it to record a distress signal. We'll need to be closer before I can attempt an uplink with the satellite's communication array. Commander, we're stuck. The beam is holding us like a fly in a spider's web. We've managed to keep life support and environmental systems active, but almost everything else is offline. Shields, weapons, engines, nothing works. I'm not detecting any life signs on the satellite, sir, but there is a compartment with life support. The systems operating the beam must be automated. The chief says we have enough power and backups for one transport. Recommend we send a team over to the satellite and find a way to turn the beam off. We are ready to beam over to the satellite on your orders, sir. Captain, the consoles here appear to control the beam that is draining power from the Bornholm, but there is a security lock preventing access. We need to find a usable console. This console doesn't appear to be locked like the others. Whoever did this must not have thought of the console used for the inventory control was important. I think I can access a backdoor into the rest of the satellite's programs from here. I see the problem. The Romulan consoles are causing a lockout by forcing the satellite's primary processors to run through a series of equations and removing key bits of information from the answers, which causes the processors to lock up. If we can solve these equations and input the correct information directly into the consoles, the security lock on the satellite's controls should be released. I've downloaded the corrupted equations onto this console for you to work on. So our first equation is 1268 plus 3211. We need to solve for letter A. By the way, it's 7599 for the first sequence. Second set of answers is a 6317. Next set is 4400. And if you want to solve problems, you can. Just remember, always solve the parts that are inside the brackets first. Then once you have both sets of answers, then finish the equation. Captain, we've solved the equations that were causing issues in the other consoles. Now we need to plug these correct values into the console controlling the security lock, and then we should be able to access all of the satellite's major operations. Captain, this console controls the satellite's general operations. Perhaps we can turn off all of the functions that are affecting our ship. Error. Current power usage level is too high. Satellite operational state cannot be set to off at this time. Power saved modes disengage, process priority order overridden. Still power level is too high. Targeting override console, code is 7599. Captain, this console controls the satellite's targeting functions. I'm not sure if there's a way to disable whatever it is that is disabling the systems on our ship, but if we can get this satellite to target something else, we may have a chance of prying our ship free. We can now identify the derelict hulk. Commander, the satellite has ensnared a piece of debris near the ship. Its stranglehold on us is weaker, but we're not out of the woods yet. Critical systems are stable, but we still don't have weapons or long-range communications. And our power level is still too high. This console looks like it controls the satellite's power supply. Since we weren't able to free our ship by targeting something else, perhaps we can decrease the power to the satellite's weapon. Then the Bornholm might be able to break free. We have reset the power levels to economical. Power level is still too high. Commander, we found that if the Bornholm does not attempt to move or fire at the satellite, that it will engage a lower power version of the beam affecting us. It's almost like an energy-saving mode. We can use that to our advantage. At least we won't have to worry about life support. We'll hold the ship stable and keep working on boosting power to critical systems while you try to disrupt the satellite's functions and free us. Satellite's operational state is now off. Captain, systems are coming back online all over the ship. We have weapons, shields, even the replicators are working again. Transporters are standing by, sir. We can beam you back as soon as you're ready. Return to ship. Where am I? Now what?
Fail to comply. Now we fight to next time. All of your gear is deactivated, and I won't protect you.
What are those weapons over there? But until we find a way to get past those force fields, those weapons really don't concern us.
Remember to equip your new weapon.
Are you enjoying this?
I do not wish to continue talking with you.
I'm sorry about what I said. Can we continue?
What do you want?
What is your story?
You want to know my story? I'm stuck here in this prison, just like you. That's my story.
That's not what I meant. What led you to be here?
My name is Slavic. I'm part of a resistance. Perhaps you have heard of it. About a week ago, I was part of a crew ferrying weapons from one base to another. When we passed through this system, a satellite disabled our ship. It drifted into the planet's atmosphere. I activated the emergency transporter, and a few of us were able to transport to safety before the ship crashed in the desert. We were looking for shelter and a way to contact our people when a group of soldiers found us. They took us here and kept throwing us into the arena. Now I'm the only one remaining.
You said you were transporting weapons? What happened to them?
We were transporting a ship with later on weapons. I know that your people will not use them. We do not want to, but our fight is getting desperate. We needed to do something, anything that would shift the tide of war, even if that choice was horrific. I jettisoned our cargo as we were entering the atmosphere. The weapons were completely destroyed. I've seen what Thaleron weapons are capable of firsthand. I could not allow them to contaminate a world not involved in this fight.
Any idea who brought you here?
I don't know who was responsible for this place. The trainers and the guards all appeared to be mercenaries, without any clue about what's going on. They're paid to keep us in cages and look the other way. The night I was brought in, I was interrogated. There were bright lights in my eyes and a synthetic voice asking me questions. Whatever it was, took care to conceal his identity.
Any idea what they want with us?
I have no idea what they want with us, why they make us fight. This all seems like some sort of giant game, but there is no one that stands to be entertained.
Am I the only person you've been paired with so far?
I've had several partners in my battles. You were the only one about which I've been questioned. You must have impressed our masters. I know you have impressed me.
Are we the only ones here?
I think there are others. I hear other fights. If there are other prisoners, I have never been able to contact them. We are kept separated and caged unless we are fighting.
How many fights have you been in?
Too many.
Do you know of a way past their defenses?
The trainers carry key cards. That's the only way I know to get through the defenses.
Do you think we can get one of those cards?
Can I trust you?
Yes.
I can see that we think the same way, friend. A few years ago, I worked as a bodyguard for a Frankie merchant. He had a talent for acquiring platinum. During my time with him, I learned a few things. I was able to lift a key card for one of the trainers during my interrogation. If you help me, I think we can overpower the guards and escape through the main door in the arena.
Let's get out of here.
Fail to comply with commands, you will be punished.
How do we defeat this thing? Use the consoles on the sides of the arena to fight the Elder Worm.
Just like last time. Use the remaining console on the side of the arena to fight the Elder Worm. There's another set of consoles on the metal wall. Use them while the worm is distracted. I've been hit. I can't continue, my friend. You'll need to protect me. Worm destroyed the metal wall! Run! That's our way out! Romulan base. Here. What did they want with us? What is that device?
Now that we have some real weapons and I've disabled my shock collar, let's get out of here. That waste pipe has to lead out of this place. It appears as if whomever created this laboratory has rigged controls to an Iconian gateway. You might be able to pull some information off of the logs. Our master's patient wears thin hakiv. But time grows short, and you still have not provided all of the species data that they require. Are you having trouble acquiring targets? I provided you with the necessary technology to modify the satellite in the Nopata system, but now your little snare is slow. What we need is more test subjects. Perhaps a small colony would be enough. I will contact you again to work out the details. Accessing last 5 destinations. Nopata Base, IRW Liapal, Brea 3, Dara 4, Fahar Listening Post Gamma. Biometric signature mismatch. Access denied. Gateway shut down in 10 seconds. Same information on that console. Let us see if we can get out of here. There's the waste pipe.
Watch out. There are Romulan and Scorpion fighters overhead. They're looking for us. We need to move quickly and smartly to avoid detection. I recommend we head to the east. See that mountain in the distance? My ship crashed on the other side. It may have something we can use to signal your vessel. The search for us will only get more intense the longer we stay here. We need to get away from the arena as quickly as possible.
I know we need to run away, but it's such a lovely map.
There's a fighter heading straight for us. Quick, take cover in those front rocks over there and wait for it to pass overhead. Stay still and wait for that fighter to pass overhead. If we're fortunate, they won't detect us. We didn't see it. Let's move on. I can't go on. My injuries from the arena are too painful. We need to find a place to rest for a moment. Forgive me, my friend. The pain. I need to rest. Just for a moment. My wounds are agonizing. I fear the worm's venom may have infected me. The pain is excruciating. My vision is blurred. And my blood burns in my veins. Before we were captured, my science officer said that the local plants here have medicinal qualities. Please, I need your help. Find something to ease my suffering. I need something to disinfect my wound. Something to treat my fever. And anything that will ease my pain. Thank you, my friend. I know that I would have died today if it weren't for you.
I'll see what I can find. This plant has analgesic qualities. It won't be as strong as anything you would have in the med bay on the Bornholm, but would take the edge off of Slamik's pain. That might be enough to get him on his feet again. This type of plant grows in the shade. Look for it on the sides of hills and cliffs. This plant looks like it would work as an antipyretic. It should help to alleviate Slamik's fever. Unfortunately, this particular plant doesn't look healthy, and you aren't getting much sap from it. You will need to find a more robust sample of this plant before you can treat Salamic's injuries. This type of plant likes sunny and windy growing conditions. Look for it at the tops of hills and mountains. This plant looks like it would work as a disinfectant. It is astringent enough to clear out any possible infection Salamic might have contracted from the worm's attack, but you think you will need more than one sample from this type of plant to deal with an injury as severe as Salamic's. This type of plant grows in the washes of the desert. Look for it in large, flat areas. Okay, just gonna take a break here for a moment. I know they're just animated creatures, but I really feel bad when we have to kill the animals in the game. Wish we had the option to bypass it. Don't feel so bad about sentient creatures, or more sentient creatures. But you just say that and they're so cute.
Notice that there are things we can gather along the way. Make our night more pleasant. The search patrols are moving on. We will not survive a night in this desert. We need to find shelter and safety. If we can scavenge provisions to create a camp, we'll have a better chance of reaching the wreckage of my ship alive.
What do you need?
The temperature is dropping. If we don't find warmth, we risk hypothermia. We can't use a phaser on the rocks here to heat them. They're too porous. We will need firewood. Look to the dried plants. If we can collect tinder, kindling, and logs, we will be able to create a fire that will last through the night. Should last us through the night. Let's get into this cave before the temperature drops and more. Temperature is dropping rapidly now. This cave should protect us from the elements. I've done some exploring. It looks like this cave continues. When the sun rises side of the mountain, we can save time and energy by using the passage instead of trying to find a path over the mountain. Excellent. The passage saved us hours. This could be a good day. Let's find my ship. My ship isn't far from here. I think I can make out smoke from the wreckage on the horizon. Wasn't much to look at, but she was ours. When we were flying through space, we were free. Perhaps she can help us one last time. We should check to see if the emergency beacon survived the crash. But the likely event it didn't. We might be able to piece together some components to create a makeshift emergency beacon.
And there's the Iconian technology.
I do not know why Slavic had this on his ship. The materials are not Romulan or human design. There are traces of protomatter and decalithium, and those are materials used to create the Opus supernova. Be careful. You do not know who you can trust anymore.
There is no way this vessel will ever fly again. The damage done by the fall through the planet's atmosphere is severe. If the emergency distress beacon wasn't vaporized in the crash, it's probably buried under 30 meters of rock and sand, like the Singularity Drive and the cargo bays. You do, however, find a backup generator with a minuscule amount of energy left. If you had the right components, you think you could construct a makeshift subspace beacon to contact your ship. You won't be able to do anything more than transmit a few pulses to let your crew know where you are, but it should do the trick. Based on what Slavic told us about his ship, what if it was carrying something unusual?
Not know what.
Prisoner 1478, take your place. You did your job admirably. It is good to know at least one Raven understands who is the master and who is the slave. The loss of the listening post was a minor setback. The Raven's refuge in the Dara system has been destroyed. Dozens of subjects have been tested by a Raven. When the Iconians return, they will find I have done all they have asked, and more. But you will not be there on the dreaded day. This tiresome game ends now. You could have been such a fascinating test subject, but this time, no. This time I think a more direct approach is best. Ready? Aim. No!
All right, we're going to get the Riemann prototype covariant shield array Mark 6 and some dilithium.
Congratulations, Commander.
And a promotion. All right, so that wraps up this episode.
Fleet Intelligence has completed its analysis of the data.
I'm going to decline this for the moment. We will come back and do it the next time around. Cutting the Cord is one of my favorite episodes. Just wanted to point out a couple of the old school things here. One of them is the inclusion of a lot more puzzles than we see currently. And another couple of issues that are not issues, but the things that are a little different. This one's definitely more of a fetch quest without there being a lot of fighting involved. And you'll notice all of our fighting was really limited to very small sections in the Coliseum, versus now where we do see more of a battle scenario and less of the puzzles. Take it for what you will. Some like it, some don't like it. The first time I ran into it, it's like, grab the calculator and do it all, or grab a piece of paper, because you can still do it on paper. Or you can do what I did today and go pull it up from the wiki, where there's a walkthrough of every mission, including all the answers to the basic questions. Don't forget to go check out our website, 2appsandfriends.com. Nominate your favorite charity to get some donations from us. Get yourself a prize in the meantime. And for now, I want to thank everyone who joined us. We will be back shortly with the next episode, which is, as I said, Cutting the Cord. Great episode. Just as this one had a beautiful map, that's got another exquisite map that we just don't see used enough, which is a three-dimensional map, not just groundwork, but up-down changing levels. Lots and lots of accolades in that one. So, thanks for joining me tonight. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you later.